Right, another review. This is the Pentax K-S2. This camera's been out for a little bit, but very awesome camera. Right now, it's not on sale, but it's $500, just to let you know. If you've watched some of the other reviews on this, you'll know it's an outstanding camera at an excellent price compared to the competitors, the Nikons and Canons of the world. It offers a lot more features at the price point that it does than the Canon and Nikon. If you check out my channel, I've got also a review on the Pentax K-50, which is $200 cheaper than this, so it's $300. $300 for an SLR. That's just amazing when considering what they used to cost. Anyway, so I'll go over the differences between the K-50 and the K-S2 here in a second. But I bought this one. The features I like about it are the tilty screen. This one has 20 megapixels, so it has about 25% more megapixels than the K-50. Has an 11-point focusing system. It's all weather sealed, 100% viewfinder. That's something, if you're not familiar with Pentax, Pentax is great because all their bodies are weather sealed and they all have 100% viewfinder. Their image quality, their dynamic range, it's just better than Canon and Nikon at that price point. They're just better. I don't know. Anyway, so you'll say, well, then why don't they sell? Well, Pentax, you won't really find their SLRs in Best Buy and stuff like that. You'll have to go to a camera store to buy them, or you'll have to order them online. If you go to Best Buy, there's all this Canon and Nikon stuff. So, but they've been making outstanding cameras for years. They're just not known like they were back in the 80s when the K1000, they sold a gazillion of those. So, outstanding camera. So the differences between this, which is $500, and the K-50, which you might be looking at as well. K-50 is $300, this is $500. This one has 20 megapixels. The K-50 has 16 megapixels. Difference in megapixels, 25% more. So on this one, you could zoom in a little bit more. If you're using this for like wildlife or something like that, you'll be able to zoom in a little bit more, crop. That's what I meant to say, crop in your post, and not lose that some of the image quality. You get a little bit better image quality zooming in. You won't your image won't degrade as much. So something to think about if that's a feature you like. This one also has Wi-Fi, where the K-50 doesn't have Wi-Fi. The K-50 is an outstanding camera, but if you like these little flippy screens and you think you'll need a little bit more megapixels, I would suggest going with this if your budget allows you. There's also one up from this, which is the Pentax K-3. The difference between the K-3 and this particular model is the K-3 doesn't have the flippy out screen, so if that's something that you don't think you'd use anyway. The K-3 has 24 megapixels versus 20 here, and it also has a better focusing system. It has, I think it's 27 cross types in that, where this only has 11 cross types as far as the focusing system. So that's a difference there. And that K-3, the Mark I, I think you could get now for $700 just the body. These prices that I'm quoting you are straight off of B&H. That's not used prices, so you can probably find some of this stuff cheaper on eBay if you're using it. Now this KS2 also comes in lots of different colors. I kind of like this UT Vols smoky gray, and then you got your orange there at the bottom, UT fan. So I was like, that's cool, kind of cool. So if you're new to Pentax, you're wondering all that stuff I said about Canon and Nikon, and you're like, oh, that might be a bunch of garbage. Well, maybe the camera's better, but the glass isn't better. Well, here we go. I'll just talk about this lens for a second. This is Pentax 50 to 135. This is they're kind of like their L series lens, if you're familiar with Canon. 50 to 135, f2.8 throughout the focal range. That might kind of sound odd to you. 50 to 135, that's a odd focal range. Well, guess what? Pentax thinks of everything. So like if you're using a full frame, if you ever use a full frame, or you've seen a wedding photographer running around at a wedding, they're using this monster lens, which is a 70 to 200 on their full frame camera. Well, this is a crop sensor camera, so what you have to do is you have to times this focal length right here times 1.5, because that's the size of the to get what the actual focal range would be on a full frame camera. So if you do that, that comes out to be roughly 70 to 200. So this is like a 70 to 200 lens, and it's like weighs less than half of those monsters that are on there. So you'll get similar image quality on a crop sensor camera that you would on a full frame camera. Now, I'm not saying that they're exactly the same, but you'll get very close to there, and you'll get that f2.8. And the star meaning that's their top of the line glass, so you get their top of the line glass in there. This is $800, so it's a bit pricey, but this compared to one of those L series lenses, that's 70 to 200, which is it's over $2,000. So there you go. And this is lighter weight, and this is weather resistant on this weather resistant body, so you can go out there and shoot your kid's soccer game and not worry about it getting wet. I use my Pentax K-3 out in the snow, shooting my daughter sledding and stuff, and there was just snow covered and completely in it. You could subscribe, go to my channel, look, Pentax K-3. I've got a video of it showing it all covered in snow, and it's still working like a champ. So these are excellent cameras. They're just not that well known, like I said. So anyway, I strongly recommend this. I love the flippy out screen. It has all the basic features that Pentax always puts into their cameras. The size of it is nice and small, lightweight, great for hiking and anything like that. It's just lighter weight than the Canon and Nikons out there, and it's also weather sealed. Weather sealed on those Canons and Nikons, you have to spend even more. The cameras comparable to this one would be about over $1,000 to have some of the same features that this camera has. So there you go, Pentax. Go out there and buy a camera. If you don't buy this,